Always remember, your focus determines your reality.
Hello there. Welcome back to Tales from Peridia. It has been a while, and I don't know why I'm acting like this one is getting released before the other one that I have pre-recorded. But after some technical difficulties, I wish I was recording the first time we tried to do this interview because that would have been a perfect fucking intro to this.
It's good. It's good.
We got JT Lovecraft in the building. We tried to set this up like last week, but unfortunately, I forgot that I didn't have headphones or speakers for my main computer, and my laptop was out of commission. And we had everything all set up, but then couldn't hear him. So it went to shit.
Yeah. I was trying to send like Morse code signals to him. It was just not going through. So he texted me. He's like, "Oh, we'll reschedule it. It's all good." But no, man. Thanks for having me on here. I can't wait to
Of
talk some
course,
nerdy
bro.
stuff.
Fucking well, before we get into the typical questions that we ask, well, I'll go ahead and let you explain the whole change.org because we mainly talk about that over on this channel. I need to
Yeah.
start integrating it into my main channel, but I've tried, bro, but I can't think of a natural way to fucking talk about it.
It's definitely like its own conversational piece, but I'll briefly touch on it because the subject is still ongoing and it is a deep rabbit hole. But essentially, I woke up one day to an email saying we suspended your Instagram account. I thought it was a phishing email, so I didn't click on it until I go to the app and it says we've suspended your account. I'm like, oh, that's weird. Why? And then I appeal it, confirm my email and phone number, and not even in 5 minutes they decide to ban me, which is concerning because you know you couldn't even go through my entire Instagram, read all the comments on my posts, and to even find anything suspect. Looked into it. Hundreds of thousands of other people are going through the same thing, where they're being falsely accused of exploitation, abuse, nudity, and all these other egregious accusations. And the finger is being pointed towards AI, and rightfully so, because how do you be the judge, jury, and executioner that fast? You can't even talk to human support. This is a whole nightmare. So essentially, uh, Star Wars Nerd mentioned it. There is a change.org petition. Please go sign it. There's already 40,000 signatures on it as of today. Um, and it's basically to help Meta, the parent company of Facebook and Instagram, allow support to be given to the people that have accounts. So that not only just the people that were affected, but if you have an active Instagram account now, it's only a matter of time, right? Before you get struck for something you didn't do. Um, so that's what we're arguing for. There's also a class action lawsuit. You can just search it up on TikTok and you'll find it right away if you just look up Meta class action lawsuit, something along those lines. And yeah, it's you fight the good fight, but essentially that is where you could find me. That is my main social media platform, which is no longer accessible to me. Is j.t.lovecraft, just like you see it here. My camera's reversed. Just like you see it there. I'm on YouTube, Instagram, and I have TikTok, but I don't really use it. But yeah, I do Star Wars stuff, voice acting. I just have fun with it, cosplaying, whatnot. But
This is the
yeah,
dude that was Star Killer in all my ICCC videos.
right. Yeah, that's actually so that's where I met you for the first time was in Nashville at ICC Con, and yeah,
Bro,
everybody
I
there was.
saved your life with like a $10 fucking Powerade.
You did. So Saturday. So Friday, I should say, actually, Star Wars Theory was there selling his lightsabers and stuff like that, and I walked up and he remembered my costume because I'm friends with Mike Havens, the guy that runs the convention. And I'm like, hey man, would it be cool to promote the con if I just like do like a quick little video in my costume? He's like, oh yeah, sure. Theory follows the ICC account, so he saw my post too, and he commented sick or something like that, right? So when I met Theory on Friday, he's like, oh, that was you. And I'm like, oh, you remember me? Okay, cool. Yeah. And I'm like, hey, would it be cool if I just, hang out around here? He says, yeah, you can totally help promote the company and just show up tomorrow, 12. I'll be in at 12. I'm like, oh, okay, it's a date. No, so go up around noon the next day, and I'm like, I walk behind the booth, and I'm like pretty nervous because I'm like, dude, I've never done anything like this before. People are lining up to meet him. He's right in front of me to the left, so I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna force choke people in line and like pace back and forth, kind of like Maul behind the laser gates in the Phantom Menace. It's like Mad Dog people, right? But there was a Maul there, and the official Phantom Menace, super cool dude. He made me feel more comfortable in my fake skin, I guess you could say, my virtual suit. Um, but it was just an overall good time, and yeah, I was really hot behind that booth because I was wearing a full leather suit, and Nerd comes up to me and he's like, "Dude, you don't look too good." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm in a bad way," and my helmet's off, my sweat's dripping down my face like in beads. He says, "You want a drink or something?" Like, yeah, just anything, a Powerade, anything like that. And then you go, you leave. I expecting you're gonna be right back. You go up to your room to go put away something, I think,
Yeah,
and
bro.
you said the problem was you sat down because as soon as you sat down, you were exhausted. You're like, okay. Your mind was just off of things, and then you just remembered. You're like, JC, I got his life, and you run and you come with the blue Powerade, and I'm like, I see you coming with the blue nectar. It's glowing. And I take off my helmet. Like a Old Spice commercial or something stupid like
Yeah,
that.
let's put some context into why I was exhausted. This was late into the day. Late into the day of the convention, brother. I have been walking around technically rectangles, fucking all day. Had not sat down but for like 2 minutes outside to smoke a cigarette and then come back in. And I sat down on that fucking beautiful lumpy fucking couch.
Hit the spot.
Oh man, dude. Yeah, ICCC was a fucking blast, dude. You should have been there at Rebel Scum Con. It would have made the convention 10 times better. Fucking
Yeah, I should have went. I got big FOMO for not going because a lot of cool people like yourself in our group here went, and that would have been another amazing weekend for
Yeah,
sure.
I needed somebody to take the fucking thumbnail photo for the dinner vlog.
I don't always come in clutch, but I do. But yeah. No, man. I mean, like even with me online, I'm a ghost in the community, man. You'll see me flip around and go on other people's podcasts and stuff, co-host, but I never fix up my own stuff. Like my YouTube has like 40 something subs. I got like 2 videos. I definitely don't take it seriously at all. But ever since I lost my Instagram ever so recently, I'm fighting for it. I'm kind of like eyeballing. I'm like, hey, it would be nice to have something on the side to be able to manage while I'm doing this. But yeah, I guess that's just a side project. But no, it's opened up a lot of cool opportunities to meet up with you guys and everything like that, and just have a blast in a different state and
Yeah,
love
bro.
Star Wars, dude. Nerd, I love Star Wars.
I mean, no other community that I'm in have I rode with somebody after dinner and they asked me to do my best impression of Anakin from the Revenge of the Sith video game.
You're a disgrace to the Order. Come on, Jedi, defend yourselves. Dude, Matt Lucas is like super underrated. He also did the '03 Clone Wars Anakin as
Oh,
well.
dude. Speaking of '03 Clone Wars, you can't really see them, but
Yeah, your recent video. You just open up those figures. That's awesome.
since I'm assuming you're a fan of the '03, who do you think of when you see this?
Well, that's Fordo.
Okay, thank you, because their packaging literally just says ARC Trooper.
Yeah, well, I mean, so in the first volume, he was just ARC Trooper Captain or ARC Trooper Commander, whatever. Because they don't speak, right? So he
Yeah.
wasn't given a full name, I guess, until the canonized moment where he's like, fall back, and he's like dual wielding, shooting the B2s. And Yoda's on that weird like deer goat thing. And dude, and the beauty of like the animation era of Samurai Jack, man, he's having a full on conversation, I think, with Mace Windu on Coruscant, and they're like talking as they're fighting, and they're like he's deflecting bullets while he's talking so calmly. He's like, "We will be pushed into the city, and then and it's like he's just doing this with his hand in a circle, and it's we will moving, we will move forward, and like that's so good.
Dude,
In a
I
good
love
way.
the '03 Clone Wars, dude. Like,
So good.
I've stated it multiple times. I prefer it. I prefer that version over the '08, even though I
Yep.
love the '08 version. And we got some cool ass arcs like the Mortis arc, one of
Yep.
my favorite arcs because I love the cosmic side of the Force and Star Wars and all that. And I'm really hoping and praying that season 2 of Ahsoka lives up to that. From what I've been
Right.
told from a little bit of insider information, as long as good old executives keep these nasty little piggies out of the fucking mix, we should be fucking good to go with season 2. We
Bro did
should
not
be
just
good.
do this. Bro did not just do this hand motion and say these nasty little piggies. I can't believe that.
Bro, you
Dude, you're
never
so
know what the
out of our Star Wars. No, but there was that interview that Sam Witwer did. He was at a con and he said, "Hey, we don't have your updated face scan. Can we get that again?" Or something like that. I'm like, he did that in The Force Unleashed. I wonder why they need his likeness again. The sun? Question mark. That'd be cool.
See, I'm leaning a lot more towards the sun showing up in Ahsoka
Yes.
season 2
Yeah.
than these supposed Instagram posts that I've seen of Star Killer being reportedly rumored. But when you go to look up anything about it, it literally only pulls up Sam Witwer and the sun in Ahsoka.
Right.
So
And no, even at the end of Ahsoka season 1, there's like Balin standing on the arm of the father, and I think the son's head is like gone. It's like an
yeah,
implication or something. But no, dude, I'm a Star Killer cosplayer, right? The Force Unleashed, besides '03 and '08 Clone Wars, is like my bread and butter. I freaking love that stuff. As much as I'd love to see Star Killer again, please don't make him an Inquisitor. Please don't do that. Please don't. And if you disagree with me, you have all the right to. But I personally would not like to see that. That like the concept of Star Killer is that he is Vader's secret apprentice. There's only one. There's no side projects. The side projects would conclude of um, the Dark Trooper project, the Crimson Empire with the Royal Guards and the Gladiators and stuff. I'm a big fan of the Dark Horse comics, so like I like those side groups. The Inquisitors, anytime I see a new one, I just sigh out loud, right? Because I know they're just gonna get chopped down. And you can argue, well, they're supposed to be disposable, JT. I'm like, yeah, but at least
no.
do something cool before you die, right? It's
And
like,
see, that's my issue with these Inquisitors, bro. Like we keep getting these new ones and new ones and new ones, and I guess lightsaber stabs only work on High Republic Jedi, Steel Doors, Qui-Gon Jinns, and fucking Inquisitors,
yeah,
because literally every single Inquisitor gets either stabbed and taken out, or except for the Grand Inquisitor, because apparently canonically he has 4 stomachs. So that I don't know too much about. So please educate me in the comments.
someone out Star Wars him right now. Out Star Wars him instantly.
But I kind of forgot where the fuck I was going with my.
Well,
Oh, I
that
remember now.
yeah, go ahead.
But every time we get them, like in New Tales of the Empire, or not Tales of the Empire, Tales of the Underworld, I was really intrigued by the new fucking Inquisitor we got. Didn't matter because he died in 3 seconds.
Which one was that? The Tales of the Underworld.
With fuck, I'm forgetting. Cad Bane is the second arc. Asajj is the first one. Her stupid mid-ass fucking. I'm gonna go see Quinlan. Oh wait, no, I'm
Oh
not.
yeah, dude, I couldn't even remember that guy's face because it was like very forgettable. It was like, was he like Harry or something? I can't even remember,
I
dude.
don't know. He
But they had
reminded
all
me of the dude that Ahsoka fucking kills in Tales of the Jedi.
the Plague Doctor
The plague
looking
guy like
guy.
that. Oh man.
But no, dude, I mean, even in the comic books, dude, like when they try to implement him in the new Marvel stuff, it's equally as like there's some cool moments, like because Vader's training them at some point, and there's like this species that can like jump super high. So as they mess up, they try to like jump and leave Vader and Coruscant. So they're jumping on the cars, trying to escape him. Vader hunts him down and kills him. That's cool. I like that. But dude, Kenobi was the Riva show. It's obvious to say that. It's not even a controversy at this point. That's just a fact. That was the Riva show, the Riva and Leia show. And I just no. I don't even want to continue that conversation. I don't want to. I'm losing. I'm
Hey, T,
losing my
I got a
mojo.
brand new Riva inbox. I'll send you her if you want it.
She's a great actor, dude. But
Dude, I give so many props to Moses Ingram because she made me hate Riva, and I gotta give props where props are due.
yeah,
But writing wise, why is she so powerful? Why did she survive a lightsaber stab at fucking
twice
5 years
from
old?
Vader. How do you live from Vader? Vader wouldn't.
Why
He
does
finished
she
it off.
know Luke is his child? No one's
That
supposed to know
that's
this.
one of the grievances that I have with the Force Unleashed 2 is Starkiller Galen Merrick getting stabbed. The betrayal in front of Palpatine, he's like, his spies followed you here. And then he's like, yes, Vader, kill him, yes! You're an idiot. And then he walks out of the room, floating in space. It's like, did that all need to happen? Maybe he could have just gotten like captured by stormtroopers and then like supposedly, captured off screen or
A
something. I
video
don't know.
game,
But
man.
it is a video game. That's like where it's okay. But you have these instances in live action in Ahsoka, Sabine Red. Oh, I got stabbed. Wake up the next episode, dust off the shoulders. It's like what the like. There's some serious homework issues going on, dude.
It. I've said this multiple times. You people can use all the copium that they fucking want, brother. They can say, "Well, she was outside of the medical bay." You're gonna sit here and tell me Naboo, Theed of all places, doesn't have a medical center? Well,
Palace.
don't hit me with that. Qui-Gon knew it was the will of the Force. It's
Yeah,
bullshit.
the
Get the
the
fuck
queen
out of here.
the
Get the
queen would
fuck out of
allegedly
here.
the queen would allegedly spend all of her time in the palace. There has to be some sort of accommodation nearby if something were to happen, right? And they're in the reactor room. They're not like too far away from the hangar, right? I don't know, man. This is just such like it's a niche argument. I hate because this is one of the core differences in like the Star Wars community of why there's like so much Star Wars hate going on, right? It's just personal grievances, and we hate the things we love, right? We hate Star Wars because we love it and we want to see it do better, right? But also there's like source material that's already came out before, and people love that stuff. Why not use that? Why are we trying to just use elements of that and then disrespect the pre-existing material? You're only pissing off people. It's not even like targeting a niche audience at this point. You're only it's a
Dude,
nightmare,
I'm
man.
gonna start every time one of my guests on this show says that there's source material for Star Wars. I'm just gonna like have Kathleen Kennedy's picture just like flash on screen,
Like
specifically from the conference where she said that there's no source material.
get out of my head, get out of my head. No, dude, I mean I'm a big comic book guy. Like the Dark Horse stuff, that's awesome, man. Like if you like the Clone Wars, I strongly recommend the Star Wars storyline titled Republic. If you like Asajj Ventress and Dirge, man, there's an arc where Dirge sets a trap for Obi-Wan by zombifying Gungans to attack him. Like this is just so like out of it feels Star Wars. It feels out of this world, and I don't know. It feels
That
like
sounds amazing,
I
dude.
know it's awesome, dude. And the way they kill Dirge, spoiler alert, in the comic books, there's a 1 through 5 mini series called Star Wars Obsession, and Obi-Wan ends up getting bested by Dirge, and Anakin force pushes him into an escape pod, and then sends the escape pod into a sun. And the comic book panel shows Dirge's alien face like, "Rah!" And it's like melting away. Because how do you kill a Jedi species, dude? They regenerate. You even seen it in the Clone Wars. Obi-Wan like force repulsed inside of him, blew him up into atoms. And this dude's mask had little tendrils that were going towards it and shit. Like, dude, that's how you do it. That's how you do it, baby. No, that's my Star Wars, man. I love that nitty gritty, in universe playing with those characters, and you actually have time to develop them. And I don't know.
Well, dude,
It was an era. There was a certain era where there was nothing really.
that's why I love.
Right.
Well, all my books are kind of like all over the place. Fucking, but like I love like I guess well they are legends now, but back then it was just considered the EU. Like I love the Old
Yeah.
Republic novels. Like the Old Republic is my fucking bread and butter. Like if you want to know anything about the Old Republic, I most likely know about it unless it has something to do with like Revan or KOTOR, because like one, I haven't played the fucking video games. Please come out with a new one that's not like the old one,
For,
because the old one is, I'm sure it's got a great story, everybody, but God, the fucking gameplay is fucking awful, and I
here,
fucking hate turn-based
here's
fucking battle royale fucking bullshit.
here's a little bit of irony that the people listening to this for the first time don't know is before we went live here, we were talking for like 45 minutes or something like that. This dude was glazing the Old Republic. He was like, yeah, dude, I freaking hate when people get their facts wrong and shit. I'm like, I agree with you, man. Just do your homework when you're gonna get into this, right? Because you don't want to get caught into the cog machine of false information, because that's only riling up Star Wars fans, and it's like successful gaslighting. Like the
Well,
rage bait was taken, right? Like what did you say about Plagueis? I forgot what we were talking about.
oh, with Plagueis, like I came across kind of like a fucking cocky know-it-all asshole, because like I want people to understand that Plagueis and Palpatine were never trying to create Anakin, and that was like it's kind of leads like I'm gonna lead into talking about like my Acolyte rewatch series, and I'm probably gonna get a lot of fucking hate for this, because even one of my biggest gripes was, well, this shit just rips off Anakin's birth. Like it cheapens his storyline, blah, 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 blah. Like they were born through the Force, blah, blah, blah. No, no, because Plagueis, one, I don't care how bad Wikipedia and everybody else wants to say that Plagueis was Chymere's master. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. No, the fuck he was not.
Would that imply that the stranger is venomous?
That's the way that I took it. I took it that Chimere was the canonized Venomous, because one, genuinely, I'm kind of against making changes to characters, but Venomous literally is
He was a Bith, right? Just like Tenebris.
he's a Bith. Yeah, so and if anybody doesn't know what a Bith is, a Bith is the dude in the Cantina band. So yeah,
Don't
those are
watch the
Bith.
Acolyte because we got bad writing and we don't know our character species.
But what I was getting at is in the Plagueis novel, like if people like genuinely just actually read the fucking books and not do what I used to do, which was just get my information from YouTube videos and regurgitate it and seem like I know what the fuck I'm talking about. No, the fuck I didn't. No, the fuck I actually didn't. Because if you actually read the Plagueis novel, it literally tells you when Anakin was born and conceived, and when the dark side took fucking power over the light side of the Force. And it's
Yeah.
42 BBY. Plagueis and Palpatine were literally meditating, concentrating on the dark side of the Force, and it got to the point where it felt like a sentient being was shoved from its throne.
hmm
And
And it's
then
and the Force in Star Wars will always correct itself. And Anakin was the response of that. They tried to create, was it the ultimate dark side being? And it
that's essentially what I think. That's what I think everybody gets misconstrued is that they were trying to create a being. They literally were just meditating in the dark side. Like
Yeah.
they were just trying to manifest that the dark side would take over.
Yeah, and if any of you have gotten into the Dawn of the Jedi like books or
Fuck
comic
that
books or
book.
whatever, I don't like the stories at all. They do have some cool concepts though, like the lightsaber proto pack, but you can use Sith alchemy and imbue like standard knives and swords and stuff to, I guess, be like some sort of like a vibro blade, whatever. It's enhanced, right? So Sith alchemy can go any way, but like you said, I mean, if they're just meditating, there was no expectation there, but the Force knew what was going on,
Yeah.
and Anakin was the response of that. But and we're all human, we get our facts wrong from time to time, but when people are confident in being wrong, like that level of arrogance, we gotta try our best to avoid that. Do our homework before we, spread that wrong information because it's only gonna start fires, right?
Yeah.
Creates infighting, and that's
And you
not healthy for a
also gotta.
community.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, you're good.
But you also gotta be like willing to admit when you're wrong. Like, there's
Yes.
been plenty of times I've been midway through like like an Instagram comment, like going back and forth. I'm like, ooh shit, I'm wrong. And then I'll fucking like I'll publicly like comment like at the person. I'll be like, or I'll just use you as an example at JT Lovecraft. My bad, brother. I totally misread your fucking comment.
And
This is
I'm messaging back. I'm like, yeah, that's right, bitch. No, it's all good though, man.
And you also just got to be careful because, like I said, I was going around being a fucking cocky know-it-all asshole. Like, oh, I've read the fucking Revenge of the Sith novel 17 times. Like,
Yeah,
one, that is like I'm not just throwing out a number. I've legitimately read that book 17 times in the past fucking 6 months. Fantastic book.
yeah. And nobody is a bigger Star Wars fan than somebody else, right? Everybody's Star Wars is their own thing. The second you say you're wrong because your opinion of Star Wars is wrong, that's when you know you got everything twisted because like let them just enjoy what they want to enjoy.
Yeah, I mean,
Enjoy the acolyte, enjoy the sequels, like what you want. It's not necessarily going to fit in with the overall canon all of the time, right? I think that's one of the problems with Star Wars nowadays is they try to make everything tie together. And people confuse what's considered canon and EU material. And when Disney is taking EU material, it confuses people. When you grow up with this material and you're like, I know that story by heart, and they take an element of it, it's like, okay, is this like real or are they just trying to like show me something? Like, I don't know what's going on, right?
that's kind of my biggest issue, dude. Oh damn, my Black Series box is um in the closet right now. But like Heir to the Empire, bro. Love that book. Like I say I love Bane and all that. Like I love the Old Republic, but honestly, like Heir to the Empire, that trilogy is like top fucking tier, and it's probably my favorite trilogy in all of the Star Wars books that I've
Yeah,
read.
that's my headcanon. So timeline wise, it goes Return of the Jedi right into Heir to the Empire, and then when you got the new Jedi Order Luke situation going on, it evolves into the Yuzang Vong and like the outer world, conflicts coming in. That's like the EU timeline. I guess I'm biased, but
See, I I I don't want I want to get an Heir to the Empire movie, but I don't want it to be well, Ahsoka led into the Heir to the Empire. No, Heir to the Empire is heir to the fucking Empire. It does not involve Ahsoka or Ezra or any. It is a Luke, Han, and Leia fucking driven story, with Lando occasionally showing up and getting shot in the shoulder.
yeah, man. I don't know. Taking elements from pre-existing material and attaching it to newer characters seems like not only a a disservice to the fans, but it's like disrespectful to the pre-existing characters. When I was in London Star Wars Celebration, they announced the new Rey movie, and it was gonna be in like the new Jedi Order, Rey is new Jedi Order. I'm like, no, dude. Everybody knows that after Return of the Jedi, like Luke, Luke did this, right? So she's gonna start a copy of what Luke did, but she's going to get all the credit because that's what the efforts are going to be pushed towards, right? We're not going to get like as much as the Luke's new Jedi Order we're going to get is him standing over Ben and being like, "I sense evil in you. I should kill you now," which is like, dude,
Dude,
he sensed the evil in Darth Vader, right? And he didn't strike him down when he was taking his helmet off, right? He sensed the good in him just as well too. Why is that enough to try to kill Ben Solo? Anyways, that's a whole nother rabbit hole. I am side tangenting terribly.
yeah, well, see, issue is I don't want them to touch Luke anymore. Like, period. Like,
That's fair.
I mean, to me, brother, it has felt like you just said, they're giving Rey's new Jedi Order. Okay, well, what the fuck happened to Luke, bro? What happened to Luke's new Jedi Order?
I'm not completely discounting it because I know in the Disney era, of stuff, there's been some bangers that have come
Oh
out. I
yeah,
am going to completely admit that. Um, but for me personally, there are more cons than pros, and I think if there were more hard-blooded Star Wars fans that appreciated the original material working up, in Lucasfilm, basically writing the stories and doing all that, we would not worry about side agendas. We would not worry about inclusion in characters because we need to show this person because they happen to be whatever, right? Just write a good story. That's all we want to see. Um,
yeah.
but
Like,
that gets lost in translation. I
dude,
don't know
I
how.
talk so much shit about Rey and the new Rey movies coming out that potentially may never come out because they keep delaying and delaying them. Uh, I've openly said this a million times, dude. If it's good, I'll say it's fucking good.
Yeah,
I hope that it's good. I don't want them to put out bad Star Wars projects because eventually they put out enough bad ones, they're going to be like, okay, we're not making any money. We're done with Star Wars. And then we're all fucked. Then we have
well,
no.
if you're a Star Wars fan, why would you only want them to put out bad products? That seems like an obvious common sense kind of thing, but people, they don't see it that way. I don't know. There's some people that just they're hell bent on the new stuff is good and it's only good and you're wrong, right? It goes both ways,
Yeah.
and that's
I
that's
mean,
the root cause of the fighting.
I
There should
know
be no
that.
fighting.
I know that everybody's got their own opinions, and I respect everybody on that. But there comes a point where like you got to kind of take the sunglasses off, put down the Kool-Aid, and just kind of accept that not everything is good.
Yeah, I'm,
But not
I'm
everything's bad either, dude. Because I mean,
yeah,
sure, now I might say that Skeleton Crew is mid because looking back at it, it kind of fucking was, and it was kind of fucking pointless, but it was a nice one-off story, and I had fun watching it when it first came out.
yeah. It
So
was like
that's a win for me.
before it came out, it was advertised that it was going to be like the Goonies of Star Wars, and it totally was the Goonies of Star Wars.
Yeah,
You know,
that
kids kids going off on their own adventure, coming back home, but in the entirety of the story, you got this bad guy always trailing them, right? Always trailing them. When we finally get to the end, you know, ends come to meets, and
yeah,
all the loose
don't
ends are
don't get
tied
me
up.
wrong. That ending of Skeleton Crew, brother, that shit fell way off. That shit fell apart so bad.
It could have
But
been better.
but I enjoyed a good bit of the show. A lot of the projects, especially the shows, they get the Disney Plus treatment, and that's where it takes a good bit. Or how did I explain it for Acolyte? Because I explained it in episode. Oh no, I haven't put out episode 4 yet. Haha. But
Spoiler alert.
in episode 4, bro, like it we get like a 30-minute episode, and a solid 5 to 6 minutes of the beginning is intro credits and the fucking Star Wars logo and intro and all that dumbass shit. Then you got 10 to 15 minutes of end credits. So that
Per
fucking
episode, yeah.
leaves like 10, 15 minutes of the actual show, and it starts getting good, and then boom, cut to black.
Yeah.
And you lose me, bro. Every time they put out a show that's like that, it's like, why did you not just make this a movie? Or why did you not just make it an hour special, an hour and a half special, whatever?
Yeah. Or like what you can do is release all the episodes at once so they're bingeable, and then remove the credits until the very end of the last episode. That way you can seamlessly watch it and then end it where you need to. You know, like in a movie. I mean, if you're watching a movie and you got to go do something like, oh, my food just got done, pause, get up, do whatever you need, come back, right? I mean, people, that's the, we have a
Unless you're
pause
like
button.
me and you watch the same 6 movies over and over again, and you can just walk away and just quote the movie as you're going in real time and come back. It'd be synced up perfectly.
From the other room, you just hear a nerd. Like he's like in the kitchen doing whatever. I brought peace, freedom, justice, security to my new empire. And he's as he's walking in, it's tied in with Anakin to my new empire. Yeah.
See, I probably could do that because there was at ICCC, and Kyber can confirm this, bro. We were walking by we were walking by the bar a couple of times, and I forgot what day it was, if it was Friday or Saturday, but they were playing all like the prequels and the originals
Saturday.
on TV.
Saturday, yeah.
And we were walking by, and I looked, and they were playing Revenge of the Sith, but I just caught a glimpse of it out the corner of my eye, and I just so happened to see Anakin go like this, and I was like, Anakin just had the first premonition of Padme dying, and Kyber was like, "The fuck are you talking about?" I was like, "They're playing Revenge of the Sith on the TV, bro." And then like
I
we
know,
walked
dude.
by again, and it was sometime later, and I was like, it was out the corner of my eye. I was like, "Oh, Obi-Wan, Mace, and Yoda are on the gunship, and they Kenobi just told them that Anakin isn't happy with his new assignment."
And then your memory, like where the moment was in that movie, you're like in a completely other room, and you look at your watch, and it's like, okay, it's been 5 minutes and 43 seconds. Oh man, yeah, Palpatine should be getting a purple lightsaber pointed at his throat right about now. Yeah, sounds about right.
Oh, bro,
we
it's
we did
crazy.
that when we came down the elevator from the Murfreesboro, because they had it on the TV, and I'm looking down as we're coming down. I'm looking down at the bar TV, and it's Anakin in the start of the movie in Revenge of the Sith, and he says, "Walk on, no Martu. You know, General Grievous' ship is dead ahead. It's the one crawling with vulture droids." And I'm seeing him. He's like mouthing it. I'm on the TV down there, and I'm like saying it in the elevator with my friend Percy. And I'm like, "The one crawling with vulture droids." And I'm looking at him. He's like, "What?" And he looks over at me. He sees me looking at the TV down there. And he says, "Oh, okay. You're just."
Well, bro, what's crazy is like, so I love Empire Strikes Back and I love Return of the Jedi, but not Return of the Jedi, not as much as Empire. There's two parts, well, one part in each of those movies that I absolutely hate, and I will leave the fucking room and walk back in the moment that they end. I hate in Empire Strikes Back when they go into like after the asteroid field and they go inside the fucking space worm.
The Exogorth, yeah.
Absolutely fucking hate that shit. It comes to a grinding fucking halt for me. And we were watching Empire Strikes Back, and they go into the fucking cave, and I was like, all right, Sklee, I'll be right back, man. I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette. I smoke a cigarette. I come back as they're leaving the space worm, bro. And I was like, yeah.
Timed it.
And then the next day we're watching Return of the Jedi, and I was like, yeah, bro, I really fucking hate after like the speeder bike chase, and then they fucking meet the Ewoks. Like, absolutely fucking hate that shit, bro. I love it. And like the movie picks back up whenever Luke and Leia go to the bridge scene, and he's like, should have had that moment of realization of, holy fuck, I kissed my sister. That's disgusting. And sure enough, fucking speeder bike chase ends. I'm like, all right, bro, I'm gonna go step outside real quick. Come back, Luke and Leia are on the fucking bridge at night on Endor. Like, I do not like those scenes, bro. Like, I will leave during those scenes and come back.
Yeah, I'm even when watching the prequels too. Like when Palpatine is in the
No, you watch
Senate.
your mouth. We don't dog shit anything about the prequel. They're 100% airtight story writing,
You're
right?
wrong. Yeah. But when Palpatine's like in the Senate chambers and they're talking about like commerce guilds and like trade federations, so I'm like, okay, I've seen it. I can fast forward a little bit, or I can walk away. I can go on my phone, do whatever. But if I'm like in a movie theater and I'm locked in, I don't mind sitting through and seeing it again. Like there are favoritism moments that I prefer over others, like you're talking about, right? Like just walk away for the ones you don't like. But I mean, that's all just movie preference.
Yeah, bro.
I yeah, I don't like to watch Star Wars frequently because I like it to be a special treat to come back to, Even though I could quote the movie, I like to give a long break before I watch them again because I like to binge them. So
Yeah. That's kind of what I do. I'll go through a little bit of a period where I'll binge like the entire like original George Lucas movies, and then I'll throw in like Solo and Rogue One because those are honestly some of the best fucking Disney Star Wars movies that have come out. So you guys did a good job, even though it took me 2 watches to actually enjoy Rogue One, and I think the only reason why I like it is because everybody dies and I don't like any of the characters.
damn,
No, that's a lie. I like the blind guy. The blind guy is hilarious, and K2SO
true.
is fucking great. But like, I'm sorry, Jin Who? I don't give a fuck about her.
Yeah,
She's fucking hot. That's it.
I'm an Andor lover. I do like Andor. And I
Okay,
like
so we're
Rogue
just gonna
One.
go ahead and end this recording. No.
Yup. But that's just me though, right? I mean, like you and I can even disagree with stuff, but there's a sense of like respect in the conversation where, okay, this is gonna go nowhere because you like what you like and I like what I like, right? We can just
Well,
talk
see,
about.
I just gotta know. Do you like Andor because of Cassian?
No,
Okay, thank God.
no,
'Cause-
I don't like a show based off of a character. I like if it's well written and if the characters have good chemistry together. It keeps me immersed in that world. Where certain shots in certain movies doesn't even have to be Star Wars. They will. It's not breaking the fourth wall, but it's like it's breaking the 3.5 wall or something, right? Where they say something that you're like, okay, these are actors, right? I'm watching a movie. This doesn't seem right, but I don't
yeah,
know, man.
see, I just remember watching Rogue One and then being like, I really don't like this Cassian dude. And then like I was very late to the whole Disney Plus show era. Like I watched The Mandalorian season 1 whenever it was dropping like week to week. And then I
Right.
was like, I'm gonna just wait. And the next thing I know, fucking like 4 years fucking went by. So I'm pretty sure, when did Andor season 1 come out? That was 2020, right?
Oh yeah,
2021.
yeah, something like that.
So I watched Rogue One in 2023, 2024, some shit like that. And I was like, I don't like this Andor person. They fucking his character kind of just like felt like he really didn't do much. Like I might need a rewatch because I'm genuinely having a hard time remembering what the fuck he actually did in the movie. But I was like, they've really made a whole show around this guy? Can't be that good. And then I watched it the first time and I fell asleep every single time, every single episode for the first 6 episodes. I was like, all right, I'm done with this shit. And then I watched season 2 and I was like, I'm done with this shit. This is fucking horse shit. And then I
I was
rewatched it.
I was the
Like,
opposite.
you're the opposite.
Yeah, I didn't fall asleep. I mean, I don't know. I enjoyed it in a different way than
Well, the
people were.
second time around, I didn't fall asleep. I still don't like the first 6 to 6.5 first episodes of season 1 because, like I said before, we went live, and I'll say it again. If I want to watch fucking 6 hours of people walking in the forest, I've got. Where are they at? Here they are. Okay, well, fuck you, Percy Jackson. I guess you're coming down too. If I want to watch people walking in the forest for 6 hours, I got these fuckers right here. I'll just watch these. But but I did kind of enjoy it this second go around. And then when he goes to prison, it really picked up, and Keno Lloyd deserves a lot better than what he fucking
Yeah,
gets.
speaking of Lord of the Rings, Andy Serkis's performance, I mean, that dude's a chameleon. You know,
Oh, dude.
he's done other roles before, and yeah, him as Kino, it's pretty convincing.
Dude, I felt bad for Keno.
I
Like
don't I can't swim.
he's I haven't gotten to that part yet. I got to episode 8.
Oh,
I've gotten like halfway through episode 8, and then I just kind of like quit watching it.
dude.
But I did kind of enjoy it. The last 3 episodes of season 2, easily some of the best Disney Star Wars. Like
Oh, dude,
I won't even. I'm gonna steal this from theory. I'm not gonna give it the title of Disney Star Wars. The last 3 episodes of Andor season 2 are some of the best Star Wars that I've seen.
I don't typically watch a whole lot of other people's reactions on YouTube, but that would be accurate. You know, that episode where Mon Mothma's in the Senate and she's basically trying to tear down Palpatine for what he truly
Yes.
is. And it's like protect Mr. President, you know, like that kind of situation. It's like high value asset, and then there's that switcheroo at the end where the person that was undercover is like freeze, and then the bodyguard he kills him and then switches way, escort her out, you know, to safety. That
Bro,
was that's
the
peak.
flashback with Luthen and Clea on Naboo when he blows up the fucking bridge. And did you know that it's been well, I could be spreading misinformation. I hope I'm not. In editing, we'll do the research and post it. But I remember seeing something from one of the Instagram pages that I follow that actually posts like reputable sources and shit like that.
Right.
That it was confirmed that Luthen blew up that bridge on Naboo just in spite of Palpatine. Just because
Nice.
Palpatine's from Naboo.
I didn't even know it was Naboo. Like it has like that. It has that architecture, but I didn't want to jump to the conclusion and be like, oh, they're on Naboo, right? Because there's a lot of planets in Star Wars that look like other planets,
They
and I
got
didn't,
lots of bricks and screws, man.
and
Lots of
yeah,
bricks and screws.
and I didn't want to jump the gun and be like, remember when they were on Naboo? And then a Star Wars fan is like, you know, it's not Naboo, right? Because I thought it was, right? So I don't I don't like to seek out information I don't care about, and I think that's the brilliance of not just Star Wars, but like Marvel, Harry Potter, you name it. Dude, just enjoy what you want to enjoy. Ignorance is bliss, but don't be ignorant to the point where you're not open-minded to learning more about things. I mean, this is the whole reason I got into collecting Star Wars comic books is because I wanted to learn more about how they acted in the Clone Wars in between the movies. I wanted as much of that as I can get, right? So, but yeah,
Dude,
dude. I mean, he blew it up in spite of Palpatine. That's petty and awesome because rebels, right? It's cool.
yeah. I mean, I could be completely wrong, but I do remember seeing something that like I think it was Tony Gilroy confirmed it or some shit.
Yeah, I think his brother Henry Gilroy. I think it's the Gilroy brothers. Henry Gilroy also has his hand in Star Wars. I think it's with the illustration of um I think it's the Attack of the Clones comic book into trade paperback form. They basically did comic books based off of recreating the movies. It's like all of them are all one through four miniseries. Um, but yeah, feel free to prove me wrong on that. But I think he's also involved. His brother Henry Gilroy.
Oh, that I don't know about, and I wasn't looking that up. I think I
Oh,
kind of just proved myself wrong. I think I just proved myself wrong because I looked up why did Luthen blow up the bridge, and the AI overview says Luthen blew up the bridge as one of his first acts of terrorism against the Galactic Empire, a symbolic act to commit himself and Clea to the rebellion and to test her resolve. It was a harsh lesson in the reality of war and sacrifice. I'm going with the headcanon that he said fuck Palpatine. I know he's from here, so.
Well, it can be both though. That's the thing. It can be testing Clay because even in that scene, he's like, press the button or whatever, and she hesitated, and he's like, okay, you gotta grow some balls in the rebellion, and boom, he pressed the button for her or whatever. But he could have got the fire lit under his ass for the reason of being like, Palpatine, I'm poking at you while you're sleeping, right? So
Well, since we're on the topic of Andor, and we really haven't gotten to any of the questions, and this is basically a Clone Force 97 interview part 2. Um,
that's the thing about, like, I've been on people's podcasts before, but you're talking to a Star Wars fan when you can just shoot the shit about Star Wars itself, anything, in an infinite amount of time, right?
Bro,
I think we talked about the O3 Clone Wars at one point,
dude, we were shooting shit about Star Wars and just content creation in general for like a whole hour before we actually started recording.
right.
So it's
Yeah.
unfortunately when we end the recording, I'm not going to stick around and have a chat because I got to go
It's
eat dinner and all that good stuff. But
A-okay, man. I am down to talk Star Wars online with anybody who wants to talk Star Wars.
just got to hit them up on Discord because fuck AI.
Reach me if you can.
But since we were on the topic of Andor, um, I'm assuming that you watched it when it first dropped out, like season 1 and all that.
Yep.
How hyped did you get when you saw the Starkiller helmet in Luthen's shop?
That was the last place that I was expecting to see a reference to the Force Unleashed like that.
Really?
So you can actually see my reaction. I don't even know if it's still on my buddy's channel, but we did a watch party with like a group of us, and it was like I don't know if it was like a cloud aligning moment, but there was like a sixth sense in me that just told me, "Hey, lock in because something is going to happen in 5 seconds. So focus." And then I'm like, I'm locking, Starkiller's armor, dude. I'm like, and then everyone's like, "Wait, what? What? Oh, okay." I'm like, I think that's like all I said, like Starkiller's armor. And then you go back and it's like a recreated version. Like it has like a double pauldron. It's got these big like spiky headdress
Yeah.
pieces on the back. So it's not
Well,
100%,
because it was like,
but that is the
because
reference they're
wasn't that
going
like
for.
Sith warrior armor or some shit at one point in time?
I'm assuming, well, because I mean the lore of Starkiller when he's put into the suits is the Sith acolytes of the Old Republic were a deadly force and subdivision of the Sith. So they also had the Sith Stalker class, which was kind of like how the Inquisitors are today, but effective. And they actually were in and out in like a stealth mission, kind of deal. They took out the target, kind of like in the Clone Wars, how usually when clone troopers are fighting a battle, just imagine you're in your head. There's always like a couple Jedi doing an off mission with the fight. Just they're not fighting on the field necessarily, but they're going off and they're taking out the leader or they're capturing someone or whatever. Like the Clone Wars, right? The Jedi and their apprentice goes off and does the thing while the main battle happens over here, right? So the Sith Stalkers have their own, division like that. And I guess in Luthen's shop, that is the canonized version of what a Sith Stalker, armor would be like. Because Luthen collects those relics, right? Like the
Yeah.
Keldor mask, the Wookiee helmet, Padme's headdress. Like he's just got a bunch of other like historical artifacts. So that was like, last thing I would expect is to see any resemblance of anything like that. Because that's not considered canon in their eyes, and it just warmed my heart. And maybe poop my pants a little bit when I first saw it. I was like, oh my gosh, right? Let me see. I'm looking at it while we're talking here.
Dude,
I got my. It's probably too
I
dark, but I
forgot
got them
that.
standing right there.
I forgot that Luthen had Padme's headdress.
Yeah, he's even got the the mortis stones, like the force push, the fist, and the one like that or whatever. It's all cut out. You can like slow it down and look at all the artifacts. Now that is like Disney paying attention to fan service when it comes to referencing things. But that's the kind of like member berries that I want to be seeing when it comes to just throwing in because it's there, not here's a character that's related to this character, so they're going to carry the whole show even though they're not a main character, right?
Yeah.
Because, like, I mean, we were talking before this, and we were talking about Ahsoka. Someone's going to say, what's the best part of Ahsoka? They're going to say Hayden Christensen. And that wasn't part of the plot. That was important for Ahsoka's character, but it was closure, right?
Yeah.
It's a Clone Wars episode, and he carried the show.
So I looked up what like how much time passes between Revenge of the Sith and Andor, and it's 14 years. How long do you think Luthen waited before going and raiding Padme's either grave or the palace on Naboo to get that fucking headdress?
Well, dude, she died in Revenge of the Sith, so I imagine he's got some connections that he's like, oh, the loot? We're gonna send some people in and grab all of it. Grab everything he got. Dude, he's probably got like the chromed out like Star Cruiser too, the space yacht that she has.
Dude,
He probably found the lease.
probably.
Yeah, he's probably got that.
All right. Well, sorry, brother. I was texting the good old girlfriend, so
All
I
good,
didn't
man.
get yelled at for not responding for the last hour and a half. But well, bud, it has been fun, and I'm not going to take up too much more of your time because if we actually get into some of these questions, good God, who knows how long this fucking interview would be.
Right. I do want to show one thing before I head out here.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I was able to snag it for pretty cheap on eBay, but it is the Revenge of the Sith script for the movie. So if you flip the page,
Is that like an edited one or is that like an unedited one?
so it says production draft 2003 in the bottom corner. And it says Lucasfilm Limited 2005, all rights reserved, and it's got like character does this when this happens, right? This
I'm
is what
gonna
this
need you
character
to
thinks.
compare that with the fucking book because I've got a head canon or a head theory that the novelization of the Revenge of the Sith is literally just the 4-hour Lucas cut or like the original draft
Yeah. Are
because
you talking
there's
about the
so
Matthew
much
Stover one?
in what
Are you talking about the
Matthew
Matthew
Stover?
Stover one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
bro.
and dude, there's so many references to the '03 Clone Wars in the Matthew Stover audiobook too. The way that
Yes.
they describe Grievous and like the abduction of the Chancellor, and yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
we'll for sure compare those, 100%.
Oh, dude, fuck yes, that's insane. Like Will of the Force said at Rebel ScumCon when he showed Sam Witwer his first acting headshot from like 20 years ago. Fucking eBay is a wonderful place for Star Wars fans.
Right.
But so the one question we will ask from the typical questions that we ask everybody, you got any tips or words of wisdom for the people watching?
Yeah. I mean, it's rich coming for me because the platform I had is no longer there. But I mean, I've grown my following on there based off of being genuine and people liking me enough to stick around. So that makes me, happy and warms my heart. And if I can wear this costume and go to conventions and take pictures with people and make them happy, that makes me happy too. Um, so just keep an open mind, I guess, because you know there might be there in this live. There also might be some contradictions. Who knows? But at the end of the day, Star Wars is Star Wars, and your Star Wars is what matters to you, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise, right? People are going to have their opinions and they're going to disagree with you, but that in no way should diminish how you feel about the things you like. And that goes beyond Star Wars too. That goes for any IP, right? Just be unapologetically you, but keep yourself grounded, and don't get to the point where you're arrogant in the sense that you are you, so other people have to, force themselves to be like you, or have to accommodate their personality because you act a certain way, right? Just be you and stay in your own lane, right?
Dude, that beautiful. Well said. Dude, I need to go through and make a compilation of like the words of wisdom from the people on Tales from Pretty, because some of y'all give some really good fucking answers. And like JT said, if it might contradict, but like I say it all the time, dude. You like what you like, I like what I like. But if you want to throw on a 15-minute video, 15 to 30-minute video of Star Wars Nerd 00, this guy here bitching and moaning about Star Wars to hit those watch time hours, please do. Because there's some channels out there that I watch and I'm subscribed to that I don't agree with their fucking takes at all, but god damn are they entertaining. And that's all
Yeah,
that matters, bro.
agreed.
But JT, dude, thank you for popping on here. We're gonna have to get you on again where we actually talk the interview questions.
I know this felt like a hangout for the most part. It's awesome. I would for sure love to come on
Oh,
again
dude,
anytime.
I wish more interviews were like this. Like, I don't mind doing the actual like interview questions, but I love just hitting record and whatever fucking happens, bro.
Right. Yeah, like we were saying, we should have been recording before we even started press recording, because we had some juicy stuff in that like 45-minute conversation or whatever before we were
A lot of it would
yeah.
have to hit the cutting room floor, but
Yeah.
that's for our ears only. But
Yeah.
yeah, go check out JT on YouTube. I almost said go check him out on Instagram.
Hey man, if you see this in the future and you see my name there and it's me, give me a follow.
Yeah.
Fight the good
Again,
fight.
the change.org, whether you're watching a video on Tales from Peridia or on Star Wars Nerd 00, I do link the change.org petition. It's the top link in all the descriptions and every single video. Make sure you guys check it and click it, because honestly, to kind of bring it back into the beginning of it, like what you said about how it could be one of us one day just wake up and the Instagram's deleted.
Mhm.
YouTube's AI and YouTube's AI algorithm deleted Cantina Talks. I don't know if you know who he is, but he's a really big like Marvel and Star Wars YouTuber. Like just hit like 100 or 120,000 subs or something, and they randomly just deleted his channel one day, like right after he had uploaded a video, and luckily he got it back. But that's because he was actually able to get a hold of somebody at YouTube.
Yeah.
So make sure y'all sign that change.org so JT can get a hold of somebody and go black belt Karen mode on them.
Don't just do it for me, do it for yourselves. Save yourself a headache in the future, because like I said, I mean, if you have an account now and you value having that account, it can happen like that. You they call it a false positive, and it's basically when they strike you for mentioning something that would be considered against terms of service. For example, real quick, if you just, let's say you have kids and you post a picture of you with your kids in the mall, the AI will be like, child, nope, can't do anything with children. You're exploiting them. Boom, you're banned. That's like that's like the scenario that's going on right now. That's
Yeah,
why we
bro.
need human review. So AI is going to be the death of us, man. That's damn Skynet.
But again, check out the description. Check out JT's YouTube. Go get him to at least 100 subscribers. If we get him to 100 subscribers, we get him to 100 subscribers. Congrats.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't come to me.
Don't come to me.
Do not come.
But Thank you guys for watching this video, and may the force be with you always. Peace.